What is up, guys? It is DMG here, and today we're going to be doing another episode of Raid My Squad. This time, it is the 130k team, which features 3 special cards. We have, I believe, the third inform Immobile, which is only 44k, so that's going to be really fun to use, hopefully. Then we do have the man of the match, Kaita, who is only 20k, and we do have 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills, high-low work rates, 93 pace, some very other solid stats around that as well. And then we also have the man of the match, Koulibaly. Now, Koulibaly does have 2 other special cards above this one. However, I still think I would use this one just because his other 2 special cards, I think the highest it goes is 2 more pace, 2 more defending, and 3 more physical, which means it's only 2 more per stat. So instead of, say, 93 stand tackle, he's going to have 95 stand tackle. So it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but you're paying a lot less coins for this card specifically. So in my opinion, it's just as good as a card, and you spend a lot less coins as well. Now, some other players in the team do include Mane, Lallana, Can, Hamsik, Alexandro, the man himself, Smalling, Kyle Walker, and then Joe Hart in goal. So just looking at the team specifically, I do think that there is a weakness in the midfield, and it's mainly because of the work rates. There isn't really a solid defensive player. I mean, Can is actually pretty solid defensively, but he has medium work rate, so he's not really going to be getting back, he's not really going to be staying back, even if I have him on stay back while attacking. And the other 2 have high medium work rates, so I do think that might leave us a little bit more vulnerable on counterattacks, but hopefully Can will listen to his instructions and be actually staying back while we are attacking. 2 other things I worry about. One is Immobile, not necessarily his stats, but he does have a fairly average 3-star weak foot and 3-star skills. You would hope for a card like this that has very good shooting, very good pace, dribbling, and physical, you would hope that he would have better weak foot or at least better skill moves. And then the other is Joe Hart. I've not really tried Joe Hart. He does look good, 6'5", decent stats all around, but I have not tried him, and I honestly have no idea what to expect from him. And then one last thing is Lallana. Personally, I'm not a fan of him. He is always in the wrong place at the wrong time, for me at least. But that was usually in center attacking mid position. I haven't really tried him out in a center mid position, so hopefully he will do better, but I'm not going to be holding my breath. Everyone else in the team looks very solid. Of course, Kyle Walker is one of the best right backs. Sandro is a very solid left back. Now in this formation, they will probably not do that well just because it's a very narrow formation, and even though I have them on stay back while attacking, they still will get forward. So I do kind of expect that, but I do realize that they are also fairly good at being left and right back. Center backs look very solid. Koulibaly, insane card, good pace, very good defending and physicality. He's also 6'5". Smalling, we've all used him. He's absolutely insane. Hamsik looks fairly solid, very good passer and creative midfielder, which is going to be really nice to have in the midfield. And then the attack looks very good as well. Mane and Kaita have very solid pace, both 93 pace. And Immobile has 86 pace with a Hunter, so that's going to be boosted up as well, and then has insane shooting as well. Now again, this team was 130k, so it is fairly cheap for the players that we get, so hopefully they do well. So this is the team that we're looking at. Son and Willian up top is going to destroy me along with Martial. Very solid front. Midfield is very defensive, not really anyone that can go forward very well, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. He's probably going to be playing very defensive though. See, there's Can with the medium work rates. I'm going to have to forcibly move him back, and again, he has very solid very solid stats, but he's not going to be getting back. Can, you got it. Koulibaly, you're running away from the ball. Hart, very good stop. Okay, well, you kicked it out, but you know what? I'll let that go. That was a very solid stop. Koulibaly went, touched the ball, and ran away from it, so very good from him. This is the most boring-ass first half. Like, he has more shots, but let's be honest. Where were they from? All of them from that one spot, because it was Son just trying to get a header in every single time. Why not? Hamsik, you absolute monster. Thank you. He was sitting back as the very defensive midfield, and you put one away. Love that. That was gorgeous. My goodness. Well done, son. Oh, not even close. Not even close. No one's going to get to that. Let's go. It's going to be too far. Immobile's got that. Good. Oh, Kaita. Love that, Kaita. Beautiful turn, great finish though. Absolute wonderful finish. That was gorgeous stuff. Oh, Immobile, good run. Good run. That's a goal. Surely that's not even that good of a finish. That was it. You know what? Nope, never mind. You put it away. That's seriously all that matters. But I do think Butland probably should have done better, because that hit middle of the net. That even hit side netting or even the corner. Oh, Smalling, you're an absolute G. I mean, you know that, but still, just thought you should know. Oh, and then Mane has to go and ruin it. You trash bag. God damn it. You are the worst. Good, solid game. Great game. First half was a little iffy, but it was just kind of testing him out. Just testing him out. How was Mane man of the match? 2 assists? You know what? Fair play. Fair play for that. Second game, who does he got? It was Vargas as his player. Why is he not in? And he's got Red Eriksson, so he's probably good. I bet Immobile will do well. Oh, of course Butland has to go and ruin it, that dirt bag. That's a hell of a pass! God damn it, Butland. Unbelievable, man. 2 insane saves. Lorna! God, so close every time. How many close calls have we had? Or close chances, man? Mane, you gotta go out wide. I know it's an arrow formation, man, but you gotta provide something. That's gonna be a goal. I pressed Y. I never pressed B. I pressed Y. Oh! How many of those have we had? Honestly, that's the 5th one, I think. Like, we have legitimately dominated. We've hit the post twice. This is just unlucky, for real. I could have done better to put some away, but it's also incredibly unlucky. What's going on?
Suck my ass.
So nothing happened? Nothing happened, okay. Alright, see what we're coming up again? Is this no, not the same. It's the same, almost same players. Son, the Eriksson, the Willian. Instead, they have Vidal, Boateng, and Oliva, and De Gea, and Smalling, and Walker, and Conte. Hamshik! God, that... I swear to God that was going in, or just gonna hit the post, or something. I could tell by the goalkeeper dive. Hello? That was not a powerful header at all, was it? Yes! Oh, okay, yep, you know what? Hands up, that was a little lucky. That was pretty lucky. Not even gonna say it wasn't. But still a really nice build-up. That does not just say the build-up was bad. That was really good there, and then, yeah, that was lucky.
What is that? What is that?
That's a goal, isn't it? Hart, I love you, man. I love you. Koulibaly messed that up. He went away from it. Okay, you know what? Whatever. End of the first half. We're doing really well. This team has actually done really well all 3 games. Second game we went down, but we honestly probably should have been up. And there's the goal. Yep.
I like it.
I feel like Koulibaly's only good if unless I personally maneuver him. By himself, he's not, because he's really dumb. See, Lallana, I know you have high medium work rates, but there's literally no reason for you to run. You serious? That's on. Not necessarily undeserved, but the players just could not finish. Alright, so those were the games. Now, unfortunately for us, we only won one of them. The other one was a disconnect, where we should have won, I will say that. And the last one was unfortunately a loss. But, like I said, those were the games. Now, this team overall, the movement and the passing and the dribbling, honestly, one of the better teams I've used. Like, legitimately, I'm not just saying that. It really felt really good on the ball with them. Their movements, for the most part, were good. There were obviously a couple things I really could have wished changed and were different, but for the most part, the runs that they were making, the positioning of all of them. It was good. It was in fact not even good. It was great. Their positioning was great. Their passing was great. I will say that. It felt really good. Just like I personally like the tiki-taka, and that's what I noticed. It was really nice just kind of passing it. I really legitimately enjoyed that. However, it was the final third. The final shot, the final pass, the final move, like whether you were dribbling, that was the only thing that was really lacking in this team. Now, I will also say like the midfield did get forward a little bit too much. Again, high medium work rates, medium work rates. So, I mean, I can't really get mad at that because that's what they are. They're high medium work rates. You don't really expect anyone to get back, really. So, if this was, you know, maybe like if Chan was a defensive mid, then I think that would be better. Or if Hamsik had high, or if Lallana had high, that would be a lot better in my opinion, but unfortunately that is not the case. So Immobile at striker, he was actually pretty solid. His shooting was honestly not that great, but to be fair, the shooting in the majority of the team wasn't that great. Now again, the shooting could have been me as well. I'm not saying it's all on the players. I'm not saying it's all on me either. There are a couple of times where I definitely could have done better, and there are a couple of times where I feel like I kind of did all I could, but the player just didn't really hit it well enough, where I feel like they should have done better. Immobile was good for the most part. Positioning was really good. His passing was very good. His reactions, if I needed him to pass immediately or needed him to turn immediately, he would. So in that case, he was really good. But again, it was that final third that was kind of just lacking a little bit. Mane, I'm not really a fan of in general, but in this team, he was a little bit better than in past teams. But again, I would prefer other right forwards, in my opinion. I think other right forwards would be better. And then Keita, he was also very, very good. His positioning was very good. Same as Immobile's. Both of their positioning was very good. Very, very pacey. It was the shooting again, though, for him. I mentioned it in the last game. He had that one shot, top of the box. I feel like I did all I could, but it was just lacking a little bit. Now in the midfield, Lallana, I've mentioned it before, I was not really a huge fan of him. And in this case, he was a little bit better at center mid, but still I would feel like you would want to replace him because for me at least, he's not that great. He could do a lot better in my opinion. Chan, very good at holding the midfield. It kind of sucks that he's in the center mid role instead of a defensive mid role. He can get forward. He's not bad. I mean, he has 76 pace, which isn't bad. 66 shooting, which isn't terrible. 78 passing, 78 dribbling, which isn't bad. But he is more of a defensive-minded person. He's better at defending. So I would want him to be in the defensive mid role rather than the center mid role, and then occasionally run up if I need him to. Hamsik, very, very good. Probably the best one in the midfield for sure. I really enjoyed him because his shooting was very good. Passing was pretty good. But his positioning and shooting for me, the things that stood out the most. He would be able to pass the ball and he would immediately make a run forward if he saw it, even if I didn't want to make it like an LB, like a 1-2 pass or anything like that. He would still be making the run forward, and I really appreciated that about him. Now for the defense, Alexandro, for the most part, he was actually a very solid left back. I did enjoy him. Koulibaly, he was interesting because if I controlled him, you know, if I needed him to knock someone off the ball or make a tackle manually, he was amazing. He was fantastic. He's exactly what you expect with 90 defending and 89 physical, being 6'5". He's exactly what you would expect, to happen if you're in a physical battle or you needed him to get the ball. But if I was not manually controlling him, if it was the AI doing it, or if it was just like him or whatever, he was really stupid. He wasn't that great because there were times where the ball would be rolling toward him and he would run away from it, or he would need to go after the ball and he wouldn't. His positioning was very poor and he would let players run through. I mean, I didn't really know why he was doing that. Now, that wasn't all the time. I would say 60% of the time he was very good, but 40% of the time when I'm not controlling him, he was being really dumb. And I mean, he is only 22k, so it's not a huge deal, but he has 90 defending, 89 physical. You expect him to be a lot better, which is really disappointing. Chris Smalling, we all know how insane he is, and he was. He was absolutely amazing. Loved using him. Kyle Walker, same thing. Very, very good. I was actually surprised from Sandro and Walker in this formation because, like I said before, I expected them to get forward a lot more, but they didn't. They were actually very solid defensively, which is really nice to see. And then Hart in goal made a few very good saves, and then there was like, I think one, maybe two, that I feel like he should have done better on. Not necessarily saved. It wasn't the easiest one to save, but I feel like he could have done a little bit better. But like overall, he was good. Not great, not standout, not terrible. He was just good. There are definitely goalkeepers better than him, but in the Calcio, there's not really a lot of goalkeepers who can do what he can. You know, like Handanovic, in my opinion, isn't that great. I'd rather go Joe Hart. Buffon versus Hart, I'd probably go with Hart. So in the Calcio, Hart's a decent option, but compared to Farman, compared to Butland, you know, this top tier guys, Hart isn't really there yet. So my favorite players in the team were probably going to be, I mean, obviously I won't mention Smalling and Walker just because we all know they're absolutely insane. Like anyone would love to have them in the team. So I won't really mention them since everyone uses them. But so besides them, Hamsik I actually really liked. Absolutely fantastic. And then Keita and Immobile I really did enjoy. Keita I really liked just because of his positioning and shooting for the most part. Actually, his shooting was a little bit, you know, like average, but dribbling very good. 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills, very good pace. Just he is a very good winger because he has great pace, great dribbling, 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills, and decent shooting. So that's exactly what you need in a winger, and he's fantastic at that. And then Immobile, very good at positioning himself, very good at making runs, decent at 1-2s. But shooting is a little bit lacking in my opinion. He just wasn't that great. He didn't really have that killer finishing ability like I've seen from other strikers, unfortunately. Now, even though that's the case, and even though that's not great from a striker, he was still one of my favorites in the team just because of his positioning. He set up opportunities for himself, such as like, you know, easy one-on-one opportunities and easy opportunities for teammates, which is something that you really need in a player. Now, like I said earlier, this team was around 130K, I believe. Honestly, you would have to play with this team to see if it's worth it because, again, the only complaint that I personally have was the midfield getting forward a little bit too much, but I didn't really even find that big of a problem, in my opinion. And the only problem was the shooting. In my opinion, wasn't that great. But again, part of that is me, but I would say like 80% of it's me, 20% that's the players I feel like who I could do a little bit better. But again, so besides the shooting, the team was actually very good. For 130K, it's a very solid team. So if I were to rate it out of 10, I would honestly probably give it a 7.5 or maybe even 8 out of 10. If you can finish with this team, it is a 9 or better, for real, because that's how good this team is. It is very good at passing, very good at moving in the attack, very good at moving and making runs and positioning themselves. Positioning himself is very good. So if you kind of like that tiki-taka, that's perfect for you. And if you don't really struggle in the attacking third like I do, then this team is going to be probably one of the best. 100% the best for you. So that's probably going to be it for this Rate My Squad, guys. Again, if you guys want me to rate any of your squads, just leave them in the comments down below or send me them on Twitter. Either one works for me. But like I said, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been DMG. Peace. And again, you can prevent the counter a little bit better than if you had both of them going forward and then there was no midfielders. Now onto the center forward and the striker. Now on the striker, I have him on stay central, getting behind